You guys know I am obsessed with barrier care, and having recently healed my moisture barrier, you know that I'm passionate about finding really high quality barrier treatment products. So give this video a big thumbs up because today I'm going to be reviewing a pretty popular new release from Krave Beauty. We're going to be talking about the Great Barrier Relief. We're going to find out what makes this barrier product different from the other barrier products on the market. We're going to do a deep dive into the ingredients, and ultimately we're going to find out, does this little baby really work? Krave Beauty was founded by YouTuber Leah Yu, and it's all about making skincare easy and simple while still being transparent by what they call pressing reset. Now, pressing reset is all about listening to your skin's needs and kind of forgetting about the hype of the beauty industry. Just listening to your skin and giving it what it craves, which is where the name comes from. Great Barrier Relief is a serum that claims to soothe the skin to help repair a damaged moisture barrier while also evening out your skin's complexion. Now, Great Barrier Relief can be used right before your moisturizer, or it can be used in place of your moisturizer, depending on your skin's needs. And 2% of each sale is going to go to help save the Great Barrier Reef. All right, let's talk ingredients. And you guys know the very first ingredients that I look for in any kind of barrier care product is my holy trinity of ingredients: ceramides, fatty acids, and cholesterol. Why do I look for those ingredients? Well, your moisture barrier is actually made up of those ingredients. You know, I think that ceramides really get all the fame when it comes to barrier care, but ceramides are only part of the story. Now, don't get me wrong, ceramides are very important. They actually make up 50% of your skin's moisture barrier. They definitely are a key player here. But when it comes down to it, your barrier is also made of 25% cholesterol and 15% fatty acids. So to have all three of those ingredients in one product means all of those ingredients are actually going to work together better and more efficiently. These are going to offer you the best healing capabilities in a barrier product. And I'm happy to report that Krave Beauty does use ceramides, fatty acids, and cholesterol. So I'm very happy. That's my very first box that I'm going to tick off of my list when I'm kind of researching the ingredients list here. And so I'm really happy to say that they do have this. And they also kind of took it a step further by adding in natural moisturizing factors. Now, natural moisturizing factors are just water attracting ingredients that really help your skin hold a lot of hydration in, which is an additional benefit because when you're kind of building back up your moisture barrier and fortifying it, you're also going to help protect yourself from additional moisture loss. Now, tamanu oil, that is really the star ingredient here, and Krave is really kind of putting it up at the forefront that this serum does contain 10% of tamanu oil, which is a pretty large amount in my opinion. Now, you might be thinking, what the heck is tamanu oil? Some of you who do follow Leah Yu might be familiar because she does rave about this product a lot. And in fact, Leah has actually said that tamanu oil has helped to brighten up her skin way better than any retinol product or vitamin C product ever has, which is a huge claim. Now, tamanu oil has been used for a really long time because it has wound healing capabilities. It can actually help your skin regenerate, but it does also have hyperpigmentation fading capabilities as well. So the serum does claim to help brighten up your skin's complexion, and it's definitely relying on the tamanu oil to do that. The tamanu oil that Krave Beauty uses is sourced from Madagascar, and they actually craft Great Barrier Relief in really small batches to ensure that the tamanu oil is actually at its highest potency and that it's incredibly fresh. I was also really excited to see the use of two high linoleic acid oils, safflower oil and rosehip oil. Now, high linoleic acid oils are really ideal for healing your moisture barrier because they can actually dive in much deeper into your skin and really help fortify your moisture barrier, which high oleic acid oils just really can't do. They mostly just moisturize the surface layer of your skin. But linoleic acid oils actually are oil soluble, which means that they can dive in deeper into your skin. And they are actually natural components found in your moisture barrier. So they really can help fortify it up. Now, high linoleic acid oils like safflower and rosehip oil are actually ideal for all skin types, but it's especially good for oily skin types and acne prone skin types because it doesn't leave a greasy finish or sit on top of your skin. It just absorbs in the skin really easily and it's very lightweight. So let's talk texture and scent. And I want to start with the scent first because tamanu oil, pure undiluted tamanu oil, smells funky. It smells really, really earthy. It's well known for its not that pleasant scent. And even though there's 10% tamanu oil in here with a whole bunch of other ingredients, you are still going to get a very light, sort of earthy and nutty scent. I personally didn't find it to be like bad at all. And to be 100% honest with you, as I was researching tamanu oil and I was coming across the descriptions of this funky, earthy scent, I was like, hey, wait a second. And I stuck my nose like deep in the Great Barrier Relief bottle and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I can smell it. I can smell it. So it really didn't bother me beforehand until I really stopped to think about it. So just want to put it out there. Even Leah Yu has said that, you know, there is a little bit of that tamanu oil smell to the serum. Not too bad. And what's nice about Krave Beauty is that they're actually really committed to creating fragrance-free skincare. So they're not using artificial fragrances to cover up the skincare scents. They are not using essential oils at all. So even though it may not be like the most pleasant smell in the world, you know that you're not getting any of those irritating fragrances that cover up the natural smell of the skincare ingredients. Now, the texture on this one definitely made me question the use of the word serum. I know why this is called a serum because serums really just mean really concentrated forms of ingredients that really just like target your skincare goals, right? That's what I think about with the serum. However, the consistency of this is a thin and runny cream, a lot closer to a really lightweight moisturizer than it is a serum. So don't let that name fool you. The texture is a little closer to a very light lotion, and that is kind of lending itself to the fact that you can use Great Barrier Relief as your final layer, especially if you like and appreciate a lighter weight lotion type of a final layer. Great Barrier Relief is going to be able to act like that for you. Drier skin types, you're going to want to layer this underneath another moisturizer. However, this one, it just absorbs into the skin really quickly. It feels very nourishing on the skin, but it doesn't leave any type of greasy finish. So I want to talk about my experience with using this product, but before we go any further, I want to sort of issue a warning, just something that I think you should know before we talk about my experience. And that is, I did not use this product to heal a damaged moisture barrier. I just want to put that out there because I can only speak from my experience of using this to help strengthen a weak moisture barrier, but I can't tell you if it's going to heal a damaged moisture barrier because I just don't have that personal experience. So let me tell you about my skin right now. My skin is chronically dehydrated. I just kind of always have a weak moisture barrier. Now, I did damage my moisture barrier pretty badly about 5 months ago now, and I have healed up since then, but I am very cautious about my moisture barrier because I feel like even though it is healed up and it is functioning pretty well right now, it is very prone to being pushed over the edge into the weak zone very, very easily. So I do try to make sure that I have those moisture barrier loving ingredients in my routine at like all times, and that's how I've been using this serum. Now, I also want to let you know what I noticed about this serum as like a really good added like use or benefit for this product is the fact that it can really help ease you into chemical exfoliation. So for me right now, I've been using retinol. I do have very sensitive skin, and as I mentioned, my moisture barrier is very prone to getting pushed over the edge, so I have to go slow with chemical exfoliation. So before I started using this serum, I was using retinol 1 time a week. And as I started to use this serum, I realized that I think now is the time to bump up to 2 times a week. And I was able to do that without like hardly any issues at all, like no additional dryness, no additional irritation. It was actually amazing. And then further down, as I was continuing to test this serum, I did actually bump up from 2 times use of retinol a week up to 3. And again, I really didn't notice any additional irritation, which would be the normal thing for my skin, is to feel very irritated and dry when I up my usage of chemical exfoliation. So I found this to be a really good, like, I would call it a buffer product. It really just kind of helped ease my skin into higher percentages of chemical exfoliation. So this was definitely a bonus. The other thing that I noticed about this product that was great is that it can really help your skin bounce back quickly. Again, my moisture barrier, very prone to go into the weak zone very, very quickly. Recently, I tried to up my percentage of vitamin C from 5%, and I used a 17% vitamin C product. And you know when something just isn't gonna work, but you've done it anyways? So I put the vitamin C onto my face, and quite quickly I was like, I don't think this was a good idea. It wasn't burning or anything, but I could just feel some slight sensations that made me go like, uh-oh, you know, I'm gonna pay for this in the morning. The next morning I woke up and my skin was drier. It was slightly irritated, but I was surprised at how little those symptoms were. You know, it didn't seem as irritated, it didn't seem as dry as I was expecting it to be. And I was using the Krave morning and night at that point in time, and I just noticed that like my skin bounced back quicker. Now, as I said, my skin did kind of feel irritated, but the irritation only lasted like 2 days rather than like the entire week. It would just take my skin a lot longer to recover, but with Krave, it's just like it bounced back so much quicker, and the damage that was done just didn't seem as severe, if that makes sense. So I definitely am like a believer in this product. It's definitely working for me, for my skin. This is something that you can interchange into your routine. You don't have to use this all the time. I personally am using it twice a day, morning and night, because I'm using this as like a vitamin shot for my skin, essentially. I'm using this because this has all the ingredients that I'd like to have in my routine: the ceramides, fatty acids, the cholesterol, the high linoleic acid oils. It's got everything that I want for my skin to keep my skin barrier strong, all in one convenient product. So for me, this is just like a perfect all-in-one, but for other people, it's something that you can put into your routine when you're upping your usage of chemical exfoliation. And then once your skin is kind of like back at normal, it feels good, you don't have to use it all the time. So you can kind of interchange it into your routine. And Krave really does kind of market it as something that you use occasionally when your skin needs to press reset. Okay, so clearly I really like this serum, but there are 2 things in my mind that aren't necessarily deal breakers, but I think could be drawbacks, or it's just really something that I feel that I have to mention in this video. And this is especially for you guys out there who are watching this review, considering buying this product because your moisture barrier is severely damaged. Because I don't know that this is the very best product for you. Now, let me make the distinction between a weak moisture barrier and a damaged moisture barrier. So a weak moisture barrier is when your skin's just feeling a little bit dehydrated. As I mentioned before, maybe you use chemical exfoliation and maybe a little bit too much can kind of push you over the edge, but you can bounce back in a couple of days, like a week to a couple of days. That's going to be a weakened moisture barrier. Now let's talk about damaged moisture barriers, severely damaged moisture barriers. This is when your moisture barrier takes a nosedive off of a cliff and just completely splatters on the ground. This is a broken moisture barrier. Your skin is burning on fire with irritation. It's probably red. You have a lot of inflamed acne from the irritation. It feels like your skin cannot hold on to any water whatsoever. It just feels like you have to replenish your skin with water all the time. Your skin is just like literally on fire and it just isn't working anymore. That's a damaged moisture barrier. And if that's you, this is for you. The use of tomato oil in this serum gives me pause. Now, before I go any further, I'm liking the tomato oil in this, and I do notice that it has brightened up my skin. However, in my research with tomato oil and some of the conversations I've had with other people in the skincare community, tomato oil is a very 50-50 split ingredient. Some people rave and love it. It lightens hyperpigmentation. It helps them treat their acne-prone skin. Others say the tomato oil actually aggravates their acne. Some have even had irritation breakouts because of the tomato oil, which leaves me in a really odd place because I'm personally enjoying the tomato oil in this. I've had no issues with irritation or acne whatsoever. But when it comes down to a severely damaged moisture barrier, you have to remember that the barrier function is no longer working, which means things that have the potential to irritate you are actually passing beyond your moisture barrier when it's damaged, beyond your moisture barrier, and the potential for it to irritate your skin skyrockets really, really high. And I just have a very deep personal belief that if you have a really damaged moisture barrier, you should not be messing around with potentially irritating ingredients because you're going to set your healing process back. So for me, I am a little bit reserved about the use of tomato oil. I had no personal issues with it, like it never affected me, but through my research, it just gives me pause. I don't know the answer to this question, but it does make me feel a little hesitant to recommend it for severely damaged moisture barriers. Now, another issue that I have when it comes to this being like the cure for really damaged moisture barriers is the fact that they're only using one form of ceramides in this product, ceramides NP. I would like to see a much more diverse range of ceramides being used. I am unaware of the ratios being used here as well. Some of you may be familiar with the golden ratio, which is the usage of the ceramides, fatty acids, and cholesterol in a certain ratio that's like 100% ideal for barrier healing. I have a feeling it's not being used in this product. I don't know for sure, but the fact that there's only one form of ceramides in here makes me think that that ratio just may not quite be in this product. And it definitely gives me reservations about it being a really good moisture barrier healing treatment. Is this a good product? Absolutely. But if you're, like I said, if your barrier has taken a nosedive off a cliff and splattered onto the pavement below, I really would probably recommend Stradia Liquid Gold for you guys. It's just a little bit more focused on building back up your barrier from basically nothing and just building it back up. Now, once your moisture barrier is healed and you want to keep it in good condition, maybe it's a little bit weak, you want to strengthen it up. Maybe you want to have something that's going to protect you from over exfoliating your skin or help you bounce back after you have. Then this is the right product for you. This is the right product to graduate to after that, because this is really going to be your everyday sort of savior to have when you need it, or to use it, as I said before, like that vitamin shot to your skin. You just know you're getting all the ingredients you need every single day. This is going to be the best product. And when it comes down to it, there are not a lot of good barrier products on the market, especially ones that are really targeted treatments that just really help fortify your barrier. So if you have a weak barrier, if you don't want to over exfoliate your skin, if you don't want to push your weak barrier too far, this is an excellent barrier product. Now this retails for $28. You get about 40 milliliters for that price, and this is available from cravebeauty.com. So let me know, do you guys like indie skincare brands? And is there one specifically that has just really blown you away with their quality? Let me know in the comment box below. If you've made it this far and you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I release 2 new skincare videos every single week, and if you ring the little bell, you'll get a notification every time I upload the new video. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and I absolutely cannot wait to see you in the next video. Talk soon. Bye.